Impact Radio.
Let's go!
With Sir Blackston and the Masked Hope.
Raw Impact Radio. I am Sir Blackston. He is...
Hashtag and you. Reigning, defending, undisputed Raw Impact Radio
With no, where's the belt?
The Masked Hope.
You see, there's a certain amount of pride. A certain amount of pride that comes along with being a champion. You know what I mean? You got to have that joint hoisted at all times. How's it going, sir?
Oh, just lovely. A lot going on in the crazy world of wrestling.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
This championship got heavier, bro.
I'm saying it, dude. It's a big belt. It looks like it's occupying your shoulder and a half of your shoulder as well.
Pretty much covering my face. My head.
Is your name on there? When did this happen? Bro, what? Come on, man.
Custom plates, bro.
Personalizing my championship.
Nah, yeah. I tossed your plate away. Like we won't need that for a while.
Oh man, so we've got a few things to talk about. Of course, we did take a 2-week hiatus. I experienced a loss in my family, and the show would have been complete crap. I'm telling you right now, it would have been a terrible show. But we do appreciate your patience, and I want to personally thank the Masked Hope for reaching out during the course of those 2 weeks, and just riding with us throughout this whole journey. We're getting there.
Yeah, man. I know those type of things are hard, man.
Oh man,
you know.
Yeah. Also, as a wrestling family, we experienced a couple of losses. Of course, Bray Wyatt and Terry Funk. We're gonna talk a bit about them as well. And all in and brawl in. Like what is going on? Every time that there's an all in or all out, there's a brawl in or brawl out also to accompany. It's like the pre-show. Like what the hell is happening here, dude?
CM Punk, man, he just be swinging on them.
And of course, I'll get an opportunity to win back my Raw Impact Radio Championship when we do predictions for WWE Payback.
Will you though?
I think so. I have an opportunity. I'm not saying I'm going to.
Oh.
I'm saying I'm going to a little bit. And we'll be right back after this.
Sir Blackston.
Oh, motherfucking Moss.
The Masked Hope.
I hate when they make these groups and then they lose. How are they going to get over losing?
Raw Impact Radio.
Raw Impact Radio. It's your chick magnet, the world champion, the Raw Impact Radio world champion, the Masked Hope, along with your fiend, Sir Blackson.
Chick magnet Hope. I like. You know what? It has a ring to it.
It does sound kind of catchy.
It has a ring to it. I could only hope to someday grow into those huge footprints of being known as a fiend.
He did leave a legacy behind.
Yes, he did.
You know, I find it really ironic that we talked about if he would be in the Hall of Fame, and then this happened. It's like
literally like a week or so before we took our hiatus. You know, that is intense, man. I wanted to take a look back at the legacy of Bray Wyatt, man, because Husky Harris, you know what I mean? I'll be honest with you. I was impressed with him as Husky Harris, like in his NXT days. I was. There was a multi-man match, and I saw him jump in there after I'd seen everyone else from NXT jump in, and he was the one that really stood out to me, even over Wade Barrett. I couldn't explain why, but it was just something about his presence in that match and the way he was throwing himself around at his size. I was impressed from the gate with this guy.
I can't say the same, and not that I wasn't impressed, but you know, all eyes was focused on Wade Barrett. He was the star of the team, so yeah.
I liked Wade Barrett. His pro, I believe, was Chris Jericho. Also, R.I.P. to Bob Barker. I'm sorry, I should have put that in the beginning, man. R.I.P. to Bob Barker, who had like one of the most epic guest host deals with Chris Jericho, especially. Like I just love that whole interaction with those two. This is where the ADD jumps in. All right, you got to keep me focused. All right, bro.
Yeah, but most definitely R.I.P. to Bob Barker. Like just so many days home sick from school watching him on what was it? Price is Right.
Yep. Sitting up in my grandmom's room watching The Price is Right and Plinko and all of that stuff. Oh man, all the feels right there. And by the way, all right, that doesn't make us super old, okay? Doesn't make me Unc Blackston because I watched The Price is Right.
I mean, technically, what did he retire, like 5 years ago or something like that?
In 2011.
Damn.
Yeah.
I guess that.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense, bro. Oh, okay.
No, but so with Bray though, I missed out on the Wyatt family in NXT, and I don't know whether or not you were watching NXT at that time.
I was not.
But I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because from what I understand, like that's where he really like got a grasp and a grip on who this character was. And by the time he got to the main roster, it was like, okay, this guy is fleshed out. We know what we want to do with him.
Yeah, I saw some clips. Summer Rae was in there. Who
Was she?
else? I can't remember. Someone else was in there. A male that didn't make it on the main roster. I don't remember who.
Now,
But yeah, Summer Rae was in there.
I had no idea Summer Rae was in there. There were a lot of ancillary members of the Wyatt family. You got Daniel Bryan. I believe John Cena. Was John Cena a part of it at one point, or am I marrying him and Daniel Bryan's?
You might be marrying him and Dan Bryan. I don't remember being part of it.
Okay. Well, I know Randy Orton, Randall Keith,
Yeah.
and Braun Strowman, of course. Man, is just 2/3 of the original Wyatt family just are gone.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Almost like back to back too.
Yeah.
What was that, like
a couple years ago.
2021?
Yeah. Oh man. So I mean, what do you think is? I mean, now that we do, we did talk a couple of weeks ago about whether or not Bray Wyatt deserved to be in the Hall of Fame, and we were saying that we needed to see like the beginning to the end of what he contributed to wrestling, and unfortunately, under these circumstances, we actually have seen from beginning to end of what he's done for the wrestling industry, beyond inspiring others.
Right.
And you shot me a question earlier in the week about whether or not the Uncle Howdy character should continue. How do you feel about that? Like, do you think that the Uncle Howdy character should continue?
I do think it should continue because Bo Dallas was incredible in NXT, and I feel like with the motivation he have of losing his brother, I can imagine the creativity he would have and he would be able to bring to the character. But at the same time, it's Bray Wyatt's character. Should he come with something different, though?
That's what I'm wondering. I mean, I kicked it out as a poll last night on, we were watching Raw Live, and I kicked it out as a poll. Overwhelmingly, folks do want the Uncle Howdy character to continue, but there were a lot of folks saying, man, can he bring to Uncle Howdy what Bray brought to The Fiend and to his characters? Does he have that same level of creativity? And would seeing the Uncle Howdy character, every time that he comes out, would that sort of bring up like the sad taste of the fact that we can't ever see him and Bray together?
I think it would, but I think he should lean into that. Keep Bray's memory going by bringing the Uncle Howdy character and shining with it. Now, that is a question if he is as creative as Bray to be able to make something like The Fiend. Yeah. But WWE have a whole creative team. I'm sure they can come up with something.
No, let's not. let's pump our brakes here.
Oh, and Bray Wyatt had his own like personal producer. It was like Rob Fee or something like that.
He did. Yeah. So I mean, I guess some of that is there. I'm concerned about the WWE because they've had the same matches now on Raw for the past month and a half. And I'm like, dude, if I see
you can't even blame Vince because Vince since his back surgery, he's allegedly out. Allegedly,
or maybe
you can never say Vince is out.
Maybe he's got a clause that whatever were the matches the week that I went into surgery have to be the matches every week thereafter.
That would make sense because that's what's been happening.
It's got to be Becky versus Zoe every week. It's got to be, you know what I mean? Just the same deal every week. No, but I am curious. I think that Bo Dallas can pull it off. I'd be curious to see how he'd be able to expand the story and like continue the story.
Yeah, give him a chance to shine. Maybe he's able to do it. Maybe he's not. But give him a shot.
What's your favorite Bray Wyatt moment?
I would say feuding with the Shield. Just the whole feud all together, like the way they traded victories and everything. That was always fun for me.
Completely missed it. I never I didn't see any of like early on. I didn't because I stopped watching until late 2015. Because of something that happened with the New Day and the fact that Bray kept. I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to come back for a while. Really, I think my first time watching Bray was when he had that interaction with The Rock at WrestleMania. Which
Really?
is very late.
I mean, I was in and out, but that was one of the moments I was in with the Shield versus Wyatt family.
I gotta go back and watch that feud. Sounds like a W. My, I think my favorite, my favorite Bray Wyatt moment was his return at Extreme Rules. Like it was, man, just to be in the building with that energy, that electricity, and to know that that was the thing that, we had like huge matches that night and craziness and, just the whole thing with Seth and Matt Riddle. But that's really what people were really interested in, was all that we've been getting the QR codes and the white rabbits and all of this junk for all of this time. I loved the build up to it. It was done brilliantly. There were things that were happening on the live feed that we didn't even know about in the building, like QR codes, additional deals. That whole build up to that and that payoff was great. Now what happened after that, I'm one of the few that actually I enjoyed the Pitch Black match. I thought that it made Bray look amazing, but nothing happened after that. And even the build for that was a little bit,
Yeah, I was excited with everything with the QR codes as well, leading up to his return. And of course, his return was like goosebumps. And yeah, it floundered after that, probably because of his health issues. So you can't really be too mad at him. But at the time, it's like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And when I mentioned wrestlers, like, why don't they just tell people about what's going on with them so we don't be speculating and stuff? Another wrestler actually commented on my Instagram. It's like, yeah, sometimes the company don't want people to want you to actually tell people. They want to keep that quiet because they got sponsorships and all that stuff around you. And they don't want it getting out there that and then the sponsors be like, oh, I wanted that guy. I don't really want the rest of them. So
right.
There's reasons why they don't give out their health information. So it just sucks. Like we could have been behind him this whole time instead of, what are you doing?
And one of the reasons that this is so bittersweet is that we've been receiving reports as recently as a week out of his passing that he was on his way back. You know what I mean? He's about to make his return. Some folks were saying Payback. Some folks were saying maybe a week or so after Payback. And there were a bunch of potential feuds that were just kind of speculated on. People were throwing stuff out there, and then this happens out of nowhere. It's just, it sucks.
Yeah, there were reports he was prepping for a return, and yeah, I wanted it. I wanted to see what else he could do.
So, yeah, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but now knowing that his career is finite, do you think that he should go into the Hall of Fame?
I still want to say no.
Okay.
Not solo, but the entire Wyatt family. Yeah.
Okay.
Like he said before, he hasn't done enough to solidify him in the Hall of Fame, but as the entire Wyatt family, I feel like they together have done more than enough.
That's interesting. I'm still baffled. Like Owen Hart isn't in the Hall of Fame, which is very bizarre.
Well, that's because his wife.
Yeah. Oh,
his wife is like anything with WWE is like, fuck God, I'm not interested in.
Yeah. Well.
Apparently, they tried to induct him multiple times, and she was just like, nope.
Not happening.
Yeah.
I would like to see him recognized at the Hall of Fame ceremony, and I'm sure that he will be. I wouldn't mind seeing him go into the Hall of Fame. And, even if it is as, like, the full-on Wyatt family, I'd like to see him acknowledged in that way at some point. He is a 2-time world champion.
Yeah.
So, he's a 2-time world champion. And then the other end of that is we lost Terry Funk as well, man. What was your introduction to Terry Funk?
His feud with Cactus Jack. That was my introduction. And when they teamed up against the New Age Outlaws, because I was a big New Age Outlaws fan.
Yeah.
That hardcore match when they threw him in the dumpster.
That dumpster
and
was
threw him
crazy.
off the ramp. Bro.
When he cut his way out of that box with the chainsaw, I was like, this dude is legitimately crazy. This guy is a total psych, and he's just swinging it around. I'm like, bro, you are going to massively injure someone.
Yeah. He's the John Moxley of the early 90s.
so my introduction to Terry Funk happened before he was in WWE. It was when he was in ECW. So he had this big feud with Raven, and he could never get the job done. They gave him this Lifetime Achievement Championship belt, and then he finally did it. Just watching his journey through all of that, and the way that he was able to tell the story and get the fans on his side while being a complete and total psychopath in the ring was just, it was phenomenal, man. He did some excellent storytelling. If you haven't seen that feud, you want to go back and check that out, and then I'm gonna go back and check out Bray Wyatt and the Shield, and then we compare notes one of these days. But no, it was that was my introduction to Terry Funk, and also I don't know if you've ever seen Beyond the Mat.
I have.
There's a lot of Terry Funk featured in that. His relationship with Mick Foley is heavily documented in it. Great watch. There were a lot of people. I kicked it out as a quick poll last night. Who has never seen Beyond the Mat? Surprisingly, the majority of folks had never seen it.
Yeah, it's pretty old. That's like, I watched that on VHS.
Okay, listen, can we just get? You say it like it's like VHS wasn't out just a few years ago. I watched it on VHS. Back when life was in black and white.
That's what I'm saying.
Bro, they called me Unc Blackston, okay? I can't get it out of my head. They called me Unc Blackston. Damn it.
Phone still plug into the wall.
Phone
like
still plugged into the wall. I
savages.
was like, dude, that's not that long ago. What the hell? He was like, oh, how'd you enjoy your Nintendo GameCube? I was like, F you, dude. Mario Sunshine was amazing.
That was amazing. I did love Mario Sunshine. That's
Difficult
probably
as fuck. The game, it was frustrating as hell to try to play. Game whooped my ass. But no, yeah. If you have to find the VHS version of Beyond the Mat, good luck finding a VHS player, unless you go to the Goodwill. But fortunately, we're in such a time that you could probably watch the whole thing on YouTube for free.
Why would you do that?
Why wouldn't you?
Good point.
It's easy.
I don't even got an argument for that. Why wouldn't you?
It's convenient.
It's the experience of hunting down the VHS tape that you're looking for.
Bro, that experience of hunting down that VHS tape, you know how many flea markets and thrift shops you're going to have to go to? Although you can find a VHS player, I'm looking at one right now, actually. You can find them pretty cheap. They're like $25 now, if you can find one at a Goodwill. So,
I wonder if Amazon has. They have everything.
yeah, but they
Bro,
upcharge
Walmart
like crazy.
sells coffins. Did you know
Shut
this? I got an
up, no.
ad for a coffin. I was like, what the fuck are you trying to tell
Okay,
me?
yeah, like what? Walmart is wild, man. I don't trust any of that stuff because they do read they listen to your conversations and they read your texts and they recommend things based on it.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
It is fucked up, but that they do that. They're able to do that. Man, Amazon. I was talking to my lady friend one day, and she was saying how she's going to a baby shower. All these bottles, baby bottles, diaper bags. You know what I mean? Maternity clothing, all popping up, and I'm like, bro, hide it. At least pretend like you're not listening. You know what I mean?
Right? Like mix it in with other shit.
Try to saturate it with something. Jeez. Oh, man. So, yeah, much respect and condolences to both the families of Terry Funk and Bray Wyatt, and mourn them how you wish, no matter what some wrestle talkers say. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back, and we're going to talk about All In, Brawl In, whatever you want to call it, man.
Brawl in, brawl out, brawl out.
All brawl. The fall brawl.
Swinging on everybody.
Is it fall? This isn't fall, right? This is still technically summer, so we can't call it fall brawl.
Yeah. Yeah, what does fall start in, like September? I mean, there's a couple days in there.
I'm saying it's a regular fall. We keep getting it in the fall. You know what I mean? So
The Fallout Brawl.
It's the Fallout Brawl. We'll be back after this.
Sir Blackston,
Oh, motherfucking Moss.
the masked hope,
I hate when they make these groups and then they lose. How are they gonna get over losing?
Raw Impact Radio.
Raw Impact Radio. I am Sir Blackston, and he is the greatest co-host in the world and your current reigning, defending, undisputed Raw Impact Radio champion, the Masked Hope. For now. With that bigger gold belt.
You know, I almost want you to take it back.
Dude, that thing dwarfs that guy in the back. Like,
That's what I'm saying. It's no comparison. Like,
I asked your opinion. I was like, dude, do you think this is too big? He's like, no. Oh no. The bigger and the gaudier, the better. This is what we want. I love obnoxiously large championship belts.
yeah, but I didn't think you were gonna get me a full serving tray. I was expecting like a dinner plate or something. This man came with the full platter.
Nah.
I'm gonna eat Thanksgiving dinner off of this.
You probably could, actually. You can serve that's about it. Yeah, you can get a turkey on there.
Yeah.
So admittedly, okay, this is where transparency and honesty out of your host, because that's what you want. All right, you want people who are transparent, honest, that you can trust. So I'm gonna tell you straight up, I never saw All In. I didn't see any. I saw some of the highlights, and I heard about it. Oh man, that shit was crazy. But I didn't actually see it. So I will defer to you, sir. You are driving this, and I will occasionally co-sign, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's crazy. Get the out!" And then like, you know, and we'll play it off like I actually know what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna defer it to you.
You know, honestly, I can't blame you that much because the card on paper doesn't look that incredible. Like the standout matches. Bucks versus FTR, Adam Cole versus MJF. That's about it. That are like the matches. Like, oh, I really want to see that.
I will say I'll be glad when and if Max, HBO Max, formerly HBO Max, now just Max, starts carrying AEW's pay-per-views. Like it'll just be an easier experience for me because kicking out $50 and $60 is one thing I just can't do. You know, of course there are other ways, but I can't advocate that stuff, and I don't. You know, I don't really.
We don't do that.
Yeah,
here.
I don't do it. You know what I mean? I know some
Radio.
folks do, but I'm like scared. I'm like trying to watch on people's TikTok who are streaming it, you know, that stuff. So, but yeah, no, I will take your word for it on the card. I haven't been watching AEW. I haven't watched.
Oh, Stadium Stampede. That was wild. That was definitely a must see.
Yep. That shit was crazy.
Listen. Let's start with that. John Moxley had some skewers.
Oh.
Penta took him from him, rammed him into his head. Dude had him sticking out his head like he's a rooster or something, man. That was vicious.
That's a spot he used to do a lot in CZW also.
Really?
Like they just take the whole thing of bamboo skewers and they just like pounded it. Masada does that a lot too. Oh my God, it's gruesome to see. It's
I'm in my seat like, oh, that was vicious, man. But the whole thing was crazy. It was just spot after spot after spot.
Ugh.
And Moxley had a fork at one point. They got a screwdriver out. Kendo stick wrap and barbed wire. Crazy all around.
How do you feel about that kind of hardcore deathmatch wrestling? Like, how do you feel about that?
I don't mind it if it calls for it, but the skewers in the head was too much for me. Everything else was decent. Like, I mean, it was fun spots and all that, but the skewers in the head was like, no, I couldn't watch that, man.
It is why, like, if you ever get the opportunity, Vice put out a documentary on CZW's Tournament of Death. Oh God, I'm amazed at how flabbergasted you are at that news. But there's a documentary on CZW's Tournament of Death. It's on YouTube. It's free. If you get an opportunity, check it out. It goes behind the scenes on a lot of that stuff, and it shows like the aftermath of when they're like trying to take the planters out of the top of people's heads, and the guy's like pulling on it with the damn pliers, trying to get this thing out of this guy's head because it's lodged in there. It's a lot of sacrifice, but those guys absolutely love it. No, fuck that. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, these dudes are like masochists. Like, it's too much. Like, I understand you want to. If you have a real like death feud with somebody, okay, I can understand blading. I can understand barbed wire partially. The thumbtacks are kind of becoming like a common thing now. I don't know how much they hurt, but I know just getting poked in the finger, it's like
one of them sucks, so hundreds of them has to suck, right?
Yeah. But then is it like the bed and nails thing where if it's all in your back, you don't really feel it?
It would be if they didn't go through. Like with the bed and nails, they don't actually penetrate your back.
Right.
But once something goes through that, And to clarify, like I can watch it. Like I can watch deathmatch wrestling. I don't mind it. You know what I mean? There are some instances, like you said, where it's it's kind of
Yeah, that spot was just particularly something that was too much for me. But everything else is fun. Orange Cassidy won by duct taping his hand and putting his hand in breaking a glass bottle and putting his hand into shards and punching Claudio with it.
Oh, real glass.
Yeah. It was definitely sugar glass because when they poured it out, it was definitely like dusty out there. So, but that was an incredible match, and of course, Young Bucks FTR was incredible.
Oh, how can you miss with those two?
So that's what I'm saying. 5-star every time. It's never gonna be a bad match. Young Bucks versus FTR.
Bro, MJF and Adam Cole, man. What am I missing? Because I haven't seen any of the storyline or the build up to it or anything. If what I understand, this is like Bloodline and this are like 1 and 1A. Like
this
right
is
here,
gold, man.
I
if you like
it.
pro wrestling, this is what you should be watching. Like their match has everything. Like from comedy to seriousness to they're both heels, but they're both faces.
Love shit
like it's like which one is gonna turn on each other. So they're both like semi-heel, but then they get back together and then their faces again. So it's like, how do you get over a kangaroo kick? My dude MJF had the crowd cheering for a kangaroo. He yelled out kangaroo kick, and they're like, what?
Well, you can get anything over MJF kick. He's like, what is a kangaroo kick? Come on, man. Let's get the credit.
Oh. And then they got the crowd cheering for a double clothesline. That's their tag team finisher, a double clothesline.
Is it double clothesline? Are you serious?
Yes.
I feel like,
and the crowd are going wild.
MJF
just yells double clothesline. They both yell double clothesline, and everybody yells it with them, and it's like, what?
All right, I gotta go back.
This shows MJF's talent, though, that he could get simple, basic moves over like that. I'm impressed. I thought he wasn't talented because all the antics he does, like to try to get some heat. But you're proving me wrong right now.
I'm just amazed because when he first came out, all right, when AEW first started, they had the first what is it, the poker battle royal or whatever it is, the first ever battle royal, and he was announced for it. Folks were like, who the hell is this guy? You know what I mean? Like no one knew who he was.
I was the same.
He cut that Seabiscuit promo on Bret Hart. And people knew immediately what this guy brought to the table. And it's just been great to just watch him advance to the point where now he headlined in Wembley Stadium. The highest
opened and headlined.
Right. He sandwiched this damn thing. Both sides of it. And he's the world champion, and this is the biggest wrestling show of all time. Like I'm amazed at his growth.
Yeah, it's been incredible. I honestly can't believe it. Everything he's doing, I can't believe that he's this good.
Could the Miz do that? Ooh,
hell no.
Ooh.
The Miz has been trying for decades. What do you mean?
Damn, the Miz. Oh, so he could.
He's definitely surpassed the Miz at this point.
Oh man, that's wild. Not shitting on the Miz, man. I love the Miz.
No, the Miz is good at what he does, but MJF's better, and he knows it.
So what was more significant, man? The in-ring or the out of the... Oh, I see what you did there. Damn it, I'm late. Damn it. That was great. That's hilarious. So who's more significant, man? The in-ring or the out of the ring as it relates to all-in, or should I say brawl-in?
I want to try and keep it to the in-ring, but a certain chick magnet won't let it stay in ring. My dude just swinging on all the young talent out here, like,
bro. Is it him, or is it just like the people around him are just jerks and dicks and all of that stuff? Like,
here's my thing: if the problem is always around you, then you must be the problem. Mm-hmm. People ain't just gonna swing on you all willy-nilly for no reason. Like you got people continually swinging at you. Then there must be something you're doing to get people to continually swing at you. So I don't know if you heard about the whole real glass situation.
So the only reason I kicked it out is because I only know those two words and I know nothing beyond that about the real glass situation. What actually happened here?
apparently like a week ago they were like practicing for this spot at All In where Jack Perry is gonna do the stuff with the glass on the limo or whatever. So CM Punk didn't want him to use real glass because it's dangerous, and he wanted to use real glass because he wanted, well, want to be a badass and all that stuff. So they got in a heated argument, and he got kicked off a Collision because of this. Jack Perry got kicked off a Collision because of this argument. So fast forward, he uses real glass at All In. And CM Punk's, why would you put CM Punk's match right after his, first of all? So he walks out, CM Punk is in Gorilla getting ready. And he says some words to CM Punk. CM Punk says some words to him. And what was it? The report said Jack Perry said, do something. CM Punk did something. Wow. Swinging on him, but then choked him out.
Passing ships.
Man, like, bro.
But wait, so, all right, so, but CM Punk had nothing to do with the match. Why was he was
on his show. He was on his show Collision practicing this thing. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why does this involve you at all?
Do you?
Like, if Tony Khan brought him here to do something, why does this involve you?
Is Collision really his show?
Yeah,
it is his show.
He's running it basically. Like, Christopher Daniels can't go there. Ryan Nemeth can't go there. Anybody affiliated with the Elite can't go there.
Wow.
They're getting turned around. Hangman Page was supposed to film something for Dynamite, so he showed up at Collision. They wouldn't even let him close to the arena by reports.
This is not sustainable.
No, not at all.
Tony Khan, this is not sustainable. This is not a good idea.
Yeah, and all this is by report. It's from reports, by the way. It's not like I'm there and know everything.
Well, I mean, you said that you've got like backstage connections like that are directly talking to you and feeding you this information.
I mean,
you didn't say that?
that.
Oh, I'm just kidding. All right, maybe
I don't want to reveal all my secrets.
No, I'm just saying.
I definitely know some people that know some people.
No, but that is wild, man. That whole situation is wild, especially given that this is basically the anniversary of Brawl Out, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so what does he do? Keep the tradition going. Second annual CM Punk Brawl Out.
Next year, in the weeks leading up to All In and or All Out, man, we got to take bets on who he's going to beef with backstage.
Oh, yeah. Who is CM Punk swinging on this week?
It'll be Miro.
Oh, there was a report. I didn't see a reliable source, but that when CM Punk came to London, they didn't have a car for him, so he decided to take the train and got lost, and fans had to help him find where his hotel was.
I did hear that, man. That is so. Just from a professional standpoint, though, like that's unacceptable. You know what I mean? Like TK, you gotta get on that. You know what I mean? You can't have your talent just anything can happen. You're in a foreign country. You don't know how far people can go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a crazy time in the world. You don't want your talent just out there. If something had happened, God forbid.
And he's a divisive figure too, so he's definitely one that you should be extra careful with.
It sounds like he's a little bit of a loose cannon too. So, what do you mean, left You know what I mean? Like we don't need that kind of issues with the Pepsi guy. So no, that's not cool.
Yeah, that they need to get rid of him, man. Like what's the point? He's way past his prime.
But you know what he does is he still moves his folks are still. But I mean, it's gotta suck if you bought tickets to All Out, which is going to be in Chicago, and he may not even appear there.
That would be crazy because the fans will be wild if he doesn't appear.
Yes, yes they would. I ask this every week. I don't even know why. I don't even know why I ask at this point. Have you seen Heels?
No, it's on my list. I don't have time. I'm trying to get time.
What are you doing? Recording podcasts? Don't get the podcast to the start. Watch Heels, bro. Heels is phenomenal. He is on Heels along with this season. AJ Lee is on there as well. Man,
I have heard that.
The storyline that they did this past week was phenomenal. It's something that rivals what they're doing on the main roster. I can give you at least 9 or 10 storylines that is way better than on actual professional wrestling, and they did it on this fictitious show, man. I am just I cannot tell you enough. If you are a fan of pro wrestling, a fan of the behind the scenes of pro wrestling, you must check out Heels. It is required watching if you want to thoroughly sports entertain yourself through non-sports entertainment. That is the way to do it, man. You got to. I've never seen pro wrestling represented so accurately. And I'm saying this just as someone who's been like backstage and seen some of the inner workings of it. I've never seen it portrayed so accurately on screen in any format. I cannot speak enough about Heels. Even though the main, I forget his name, the main actor used to be
Stephen
Arrow.
Amell?
Yes, Steve Amell. There's talk that he may face some repercussions for scabbing because he appeared at a Comic-Con or something like that, and he wasn't supposed to. So hopefully that, there are no implications there that would affect the show, but the show is outstanding, and as many people as can watch the show as possible, all right? I need the show to go on forever. It's one of those.
I gotta check it out, man.
It's like Power. I almost think that 50 Cent were producing this shit. Like, it's a great show.
Have you seen Women in Wrestling, though?
Wow. Yes. Actually, I have it constantly recording. Like, I have it recording every week. I haven't watched it in a while, but I have seen it. Yes.
That's pretty good as well.
It is, man. It is. I liked Glow a lot, too. Glow was really good. Back on Netflix. That was a good one, too. Man, what a time to be a wrestling fan.
I know, right? It's still, everything's just hot right now.
Seriously, you alluded to it when Tio was here, but literally, you can watch wrestling 7 days a week. Remember when we could only watch it on Saturday mornings? It's literally well, maybe not. Maybe my old ass remembers that.
I'm not that far, but I
got to go to UHF. Turn the knob to 20.
I remember when it was only Raw, and my mom would always make me go to bed.
Yeah.
And I'd miss the 11 o'clock because I only could watch at 9. She at 10 o'clock, she's like, bedtime. We're halfway through the show, and they're like, catch the reruns. There are no reruns.
There are no reruns, and this was before DVR, because somebody's going to say DVR.
Yeah,
you got to record it on
way
your
before
VHS. That's what you got to do. Oh, man. So let's jump into these predictions, man. Payback.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, you have a significant advantage over me this time, man. Because I haven't seen anything since SummerSlam. I completely checked out. I stopped watching everything. So you, man, I can see you just wiping the floor with Sir Blackston Unc Blackston on this one here. So,
I mean, what's the difference from every other time?
Ooh, wow. Right here. It stings. Okay? Right here. That being said, sir, these are the blocks. The red block is Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez for the women's championship, LA Knight versus The Miz in a grudge match, and a tag team championship match of Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Judgment Day combination of Finn Balor and Damian Priest. In the blue block, Becky versus Trish in a cage match, Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the World Heavyweight Championship, and Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory. I just would like to point out that this is the first time that the World's Championship is going to main event a pay-per-view.
Huh. Really?
Has it so far?
I don't think it has.
Has it been
it's
the
usually
singular main
secondary
event?
to...
It's usually like, oh, we're going to have 3 main events, and one of them is
Yeah.
that. And the other one is the Cody match. By the way, all right, so we always talk about how Cody's going to be the guy to succeed Roman. Prime example. There's no Roman anywhere in sight. There's no bloodline anywhere in sight. Jimmy and Jay are not fighting at this pay-per-view as far as I know. Why does Cody not have a headlining matchup? Why are we not advancing Cody's story at all since SummerSlam? Who's he feuding with? Who's going to if we're going to finish the story, we can't interrupt the story. I need to know what is happening with Cody Rhodes. He wasn't on Raw. Is he on SmackDown? Who knows? What's going on with Cody Rhodes?
Probably shooting a movie or something. Maybe he's shooting something for Heels.
He can't shoot anything. They got the SAG thing going on.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that, too.
He's got nothing. It's like, come on. If y'all want me to really get behind him, you gotta make me. But that said, sir, which block are you choosing?
You know what? I'm gonna go with the blue block.
Okay. All right, good deal. So then I will go first and choose between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez, and this is a layup. This is a slam dunk for me. Why
It's
on
pretty
earth
obvious, right?
would Raquel Rodriguez win a championship that isn't a tag team championship? I mean,
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's got to be Rhea Ripley, right? I mean, there's no way Raquel Rodriguez is walking out as the Raw Women's Champion. Whatever it's called now, the Women's World Heavyweight Champion.
You never know. You know, maybe you should take a risk sometimes.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, who knows, man? We could have a situation like when Ronda and Shayna totally imploded in that one match. But yeah, no, I'm going to take Rhea Ripley for this one. I am confident in it. It sounds like you are second guessing my guess.
Yeah, I don't know. If I were you, I would choose Raquel Rodriguez just because, you know, about time they do something with her. So if I were you and me, but
Two things here. Because of the way that you started that, it says heavily that you've been lying to the people and you are not me. Okay? That means that you are not me. And secondly, if you were me, you wouldn't be champion. So maybe being me isn't the best thing to do when you're predicting these damn championships.
Wow. Going too deep.
That's right,
too
bro.
deep.
I just referred to myself in the fourth person.
But yeah, I'll go with Raquel Rodriguez. I don't think she's gonna win. There's no chance.
Next up in the blue block, Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus. Cage match feud, hopefully ending. What's your prediction?
I have to go with. Gotta go with Becky. Can't have the aging talent beating the hottest star on the roster right now. It's gotta go with Becky.
Now,
I mean, Zoe Stark could interrupt and mess that up, but Becky deserved the win.
You think so? Even though now this is a cage match, so she doesn't have to get pinned.
Fair. All right, yeah, I'm still going with Becky.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna go Trish only because you took Becky, but you know,
that's kind of how this works.
This is the way it works. You know, what we got to do. We should overlap and have us absolutely pick a different opponent, a different winner on one of them. So maybe we would allow some overlap. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out the system. No,
We'll try it out next round.
Yeah. No. I agree with you. I think that Becky Lynch is definitely going to win this. All the momentum points towards her. And, you know, they hinted last night at a bit of a rift between Trish Stratus and Zoe Stark. So, who knows?
That was a banger-ass fight between Zoe and Becky, though.
Somebody was like, dude, that was more hardcore than the Terry Funk match that they had on SmackDown.
That's what I was just about to say. That was tables and everything. It's like, bro, yeah, that should have been the tribute.
Up next in the red block, LA Knight versus The Miz. Now, come on. All right, come on, bro.
Obviously,
you're gonna beat LA Knight after all of this. Oh God, maybe they would. They've beaten LA Knight at everything.
This is WWE.
Does he have any pay-per-view victories? I'm trying to think.
I don't even
think
remember
he
what his
has any.
record is right now. He won the Battle Royal.
I mean, consolation prize. Okay. It's the World Heavyweight Championship of pay-per-view victories. I don't know about that one there. I'm going to go LA Knight. Just flat out. Going LA Knight.
Yeah. LA Knight should win, but yeah, I got to go to Miz, so I'll go to Miz. But you never know. It's WWE. They might just decide to get the fans riled up again and make LA Knight lose.
Bro, that they could be pushing it at that point. If you know, they've got something great here with LA Knight, and I could totally see them making the Miz win this match. They've got something great here with LA Knight, and they you know, you push your luck too much, and as JR would say, you go to the well one too many times. You know what I mean? You don't want to push it. You know, you got something special here.
Yeah, it's about time they do something for him. If they do have the Miz win, it's very questionable.
By the way, The Miz does an amazing LA Knight impersonation.
That was pretty nice.
he cooked it.
Yeah, he really like. Yeah, but he's good at impressions in general, though.
Yeah, his
Like,
Rock, the one he did with the Rock a few years back,
Yeah.
was really good, and he sounded just like him. Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory. Quick fun fact. I only found out that Rey Mysterio was the United States champion last night in the preview for SmackDown. So I can only imagine that we would have had like fireworks and all of that stuff the week after the week after Austin Theory lost. The
Oh
US
yeah,
championship.
man, you missed it. It was a huge party at my place. It was just going down. Drinks for everybody. It was wild. It was wild.
It's hilarious. So who do you have in this match of Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory?
I'm gonna go Rey Mysterio, even though I think they're just gonna give Austin Theory back the title. So I'm going Mysterio.
I'm gonna go Austin Theory. I'm actually gonna go Austin Theory because I feel like something's gonna happen with the LWO. That's gonna make it so that Austin Theory gets his championship belt back. Although I would love to see Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio, with both of them having championships over their shoulders, face each other. Not to unify. Let's step away from that shit. I just want to see. It would be an awesome visual. But yeah, I'll go Austin Theory on that one. I don't know how to call this next one, man, but Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Judgment Day. Combination of, Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Rhea Ripley said that you guys better bring some championship gold home after this damn pay-per-view of Payback. I don't see it happening. Or maybe I do see it happening, and JD McDonough is the reason that it happens. You heard none of what I said.
I heard you. I was distracted for a second. They're gonna do something. I believe it's Priest gonna get kicked out of Judgment Day, if anything, for Madonna to come in.
If the combination is Zayn Owens versus Judgment Day of Damian Priest and Finn Balor, then I'm going to go with Zayn Owens. If for some reason... No, I'm not even going to kick that out. I'm just going to say I'm going to go with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to retain here.
That's the safe bet. So I'll go with Judgment Day. I can see a world where they all have championships, so I'll go Judgment Day.
All right. Cool. And finally, Rey Mysterio... Oh, no. And finally, Shinsuke Nakamura challenges Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship.
It's a tough one for me because they've been booking Nakamura strong in this feud.
Those promos have been fire.
And he's actually stood tall over Seth Rollins.
Yes.
And usually in WWE, that means you're going to lose.
Typically, yeah.
But, I'm a huge Nakamura fan. So it hurts me to say this, but I'm going to go with Seth Rollins.
I agree with you, although I must agree also that this is the best that Nakamura's looked. If this is the Nakamura that we got against AJ Styles, I'd have been all over that. I'm going to take Nakamura, and I'm not going to be completely defeated in my mind right now by taking Nakamura. I feel like there's a possibility. They're saying there's a chance. I feel like there's a chance.
I feel there definitely is a chance.
Yeah.
And Seth, they've been playing up that Seth Rollins injured and stuff.
Yeah, they've been talking a lot about that. Nakamura has done some great work, probably the greatest mic work that I've ever heard from him in the WWE. And it's in Japanese with subtitles, which is great. Like it's the simplest thing, but it took him like 5 years to figure it out. Just give the man subtitles. You know what I mean? Just make it happen.
Yeah. If you aren't good at English, then don't have him speak in English.
If you're not going to align him with Paul Heyman or somebody like that, just make it like this. Although Paul Heyman Nakamura would have been a great combination.
Put an idea in.
Oh yeah, make it happen.
That'd be a great idea.
That would have been great. But yeah, I am going to go Nakamura. I do not feel completely defeated by that. Yeah, so that is my prediction. I won't actually be watching it live. I'm going to be out at a wedding out in, far awayville, meaning the old lady.
Going to Hopetopia.
You can't call her old lady. We're going to be out at a wedding. But I feel like, it's 3, 6 total matches, even number. I feel like we need something to separate and differentiate. So we will each get one bold prediction that could sway in the event of a tie. And I will defer to you, sir, on what your bold prediction is for Payback.
Bold prediction: Carlito returns and causes Rey Mysterio the United States Championship.
Oh, Carlito. My bold prediction, and we also didn't mention anything about Cody Rhodes and there's going to be a talk show. Cody Rhodes and, Grayson Waller, as Wade Barrett says it. That's going to happen as well. So who knows? Who cares?
I mean, that might turn into a match. You never know.
Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, if you wanted Cody to have a match and you wanted people to tune in for a Cody match, you would have built up a Cody match. Like, why do a talk show on a pay-per-view? Well, I guess they did it with Austin and Kevin Owens. My bold prediction is a cash-in. Damian Priest. Damian Priest will cash in on either Shinsuke Nakamura or Seth Rollins. And it would fit because Asuka won Bianca won the championship and immediately lost it to Io. So
but they wouldn't do that twice in a row, would they?
Yeah, they would. They do the same thing twice in a row a lot. You know what I mean? I can see it happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. That's those are the bold predictions. I feel like everything went quick this week, man. It's almost like we have some things to do afterward.
Yeah, right. I'm just going to sleep after. I didn't sleep yet.
Oh man. Anything else that you want to kick out this week before we shut it down?
Check my news book real quick. Nah, nothing really.
All right.
Oh, did you hear Jeff Jarrett was there's rumors Jeff Jarrett was trying to get Dennis Rodman in for All Out.
I did not. However, I don't know how to feel about that. Dennis, for what? Like, what would he do? Just be there or just?
That beats me. Probably just like
Congratulations.
a guest or something like Mike Tyson would do.
That's weird. Congratulations to the new Trios champions, by the way.
Oh yeah, the Acclaim.
Yes, yes. Maximum Caster out here cooking it left and right. But yeah, no, I got nothing else, man. I'm done.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We got stuff to do.
Congratulations to Jeff Jarrett on trying to get Dennis Rodman, I guess.
No, those words can't leave my mouth.
Oh,
my lip twitch when you said
ain't
this.
I
Ooh.
great? Oh man. So yeah, so I mean, if you want to plug your stuff, I mean, sir, you get all this free advertising every week. If you anything that you want to say.
Yeah, you know. While we've been on hiatus, my stuff been jumping, bro.
It's better without the podcast. we're bringing
Yeah,
you down
they
to
missed.
such
See,
a-
what happens was they missed us, so they just been going everywhere else. Like, what happened to the podcast?
I've lost like over 100 followers since our last broadcast.
What?
Yeah, dude, they jumping off the ship. I have no idea.
Well, I gained must be like 300.
Nice,
And my YouTube is at 2,000 now.
bro. What?
Yeah.
What? That's congratulations, man. That's awesome.
Stuff been jumping. So anyway,
he's going to
I'm
get too
Masto.
big for us here
Follow
at the
me on.
podcast. So I want you guys to really appreciate Mass Hope, all right? While he's here, he's going to get too big for us. He's going to blow up. He's going to get the Raw Impact Radio blessing that will continue to elude Sir Blackston. And
It's coming. I'm gonna MJF your ass.
oh man, that's awesome. That really is awesome.
But yeah, I'm the Mass Hope. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube for your daily wrestling news. And drop the podcast a 5-star if you made it to this point. It'll really help us out and help boost the podcast.
Even if you didn't. Now, if you didn't hear us say that. So but you know what I mean, or you won't because you won't hear this. All right, I'm not gonna take these off. And I am Sir Blackston. You can follow me at Sir Blackston just about everywhere. Not everywhere, but we're not gonna have this conversation because it's getting kind of long in the tooth. Okay, you can also follow the podcast at RIR Podcast on the TikToks. And yes, this podcast is also available on YouTube, and we are exploring a new platform that we will tell you more about after I tell the Mass Hope about it, because this is news to him as well.
No.
Because I forgot, because I had stuff happening. So I fucked up as the admin. That said, we are out. Peace.
Peace.
Thanks for checking out Raw Impact Radio. Follow us on social media at Raw Impact Radio. Available wherever you listen to podcasts.